After your death, you will be what you were before your birth.
If we admit that human life can be ruled by reason, then all possibility of life is destroyed. The man who has some respect for his person, keeps his carcass out of sight, hides himself as perfectly as he can. Don't give up at halftime. Concentrate on winning the second half. Sometimes it's better to stop trying to make sense of things. Life isn't clear-cut. There are always gray areas.
Our attitude toward life determines life's attitude towards us.
Try it before you doubt it, because it might just be for you. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much.
And regulation entails organizational effectiveness, a chain of command, and a structure for logistical support.
When the actions becomes frequent than the words, success becomes heavier than the dreams. Do more, say less. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all.
Life is like an onion. You peel it off one layer at a time, and sometimes you weep.
If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. The truth is found when men are free to pursue it. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one.
Verily, knowledge is a lock, and its key is the question.
Not all can believe anything they want to, because not all have the ability to believe.
Être dans le ventre, c'est avoir le destin des feuilles mortes. Anything not worth doing is worth not doing well. Think about it.
If you change who you are to suit other people, you may end up dressed for the wrong occasion.
Health is hearty. Health is harmony. Health is happiness.
What I have achieved by industry and practice, anyone else with tolerable natural gift and ability can also achieve.
Stop doing what is easy or popular. Start doing what is right.
It is one thing to be clever and another to be wise.
Once friends as batchmates, but now different batches divide us.
It does not take courage to kill. It takes courage to live.
Of all those in the army close to the commander, none is more intimate than the secret agent. The way to screw up somebody's life is to give them what they want.
Someone needs to fight, someone needs to sacrifice, someone needs to inspire, someone needs to be a hero. We have now sunk to a depth at which restatement of the obvious is the first duty of intelligent men. Be thankful for everything that happens in your life. It's all an experience. Light cannot lose in a race against darkness, even if denied a head start. Somebody may beat me, but they are going to have to bleed to do it. Tried living in the real world instead of a shell, but I was bored before I even began.
We must meet the challenge rather than wish it were not before us.
I'm killing time while I wait for life to shower me with meaning and happiness.
Truth that came too late was as useful as a meal to a dead man. There are routes not to be followed, armies not to be attacked, citadels not to be besieged, territory not to be fought over. It's important in life. If you don't give a shit, it can help you a lot.
War is not just the shower of bullets and bombs from both sides. It is also the shower of blood and bones on both sides.
Let the speaker speak truly, and the judge decide justly. Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you.
Surround yourself only with people who are going to take you higher.
We don't receive wisdom. We must discover it for ourselves.
Where wisdom reigns, There is no conflict between thinking and feeling. There is no standard normal. Normal is subjective. There are 7 billion versions of normal on this planet. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender.
Everyone who got to where they are had to begin where they were.
I never ask a man what his business is, for it never interests me. What I ask him about are his thoughts and dreams. There are many things worth living for, few things worth dying for, nothing worth killing for. I had to learn to live without you, and I couldn't make sense of it because I left so much of me inside of you.
There is an intelligent way to eat a live frog. I just don't know what it is.
When we stop fighting against death, we are able to wake up to our lives.
I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Si no usaba esta vida, entonces la estaba desperdiciando.
If you can't do anything about it, laugh like hell. The simple step of a courageous individual is not to take part in the lie. One word of truth outweighs the world. We'd met at a carefree time, a moment full of promise. In its place now were the harsh lessons of the real world. Treachery and violence are spears pointed at both ends. They wound those who resort to them worse than their enemies.
People who belittle people will be little people and will accomplish very little. You not only are hunted by others, you unknowingly hunt yourself. Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue what you want. Perfect happiness is the absence of striving for happiness. I knew I was alone in a way that no earthling has ever been before.
I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong.
If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor.
Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting.
Be willing to leave the ground behind if you want to fly.
There is your truth and there is my truth. As for the universal truth, it does not exist.
Sometimes we create our own heart, breaks through expectation.
The ideals which have always shone before me and filled me with joy are goodness, beauty, and truth.
Sometimes not getting what you want is a brilliant stroke of luck.
There are truths which are not for all men, nor for all times. People always say life is too short for regrets, but the truth is it's too long. If you're still breathing, maybe it is not such a bad day after all. You rely too much on brain. The brain is the most overrated organ.
No matter how safe and beautiful it is, a cage is still a cage.
Every block of work has patience inside it, and it is the task of skills to discover it. A bird is safe in its nest, but that is not what its wings are made for.
If you want to lead them, you must place yourself behind them.
Know that bad character and attitude can block people from seeing the skill, talent, or potential you have.
Politeness is the first thing people lose once they get the power.
I can't seem to be a pessimist long enough to overlook the possibility of things being overwhelmingly good.
Sand lines my soul, which is filled with the breath of the ocean. Patience is the only way you can endure the gray periods.
Never apologize for showing feeling. When you do so, you apologize for the truth.
Bringing joy to another lights 1,000 suns within.
All the world is queer save thee and me, and even thou art a little queer. I'm sure the universe is full of intelligent life. It's just been too intelligent to come here. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. Seeking what is true is not seeking what is desirable. It's easier to fake it. When you fake it for 16 years, it becomes part of you, something you don't think about. In order to move on, you must understand why you felt what you did and why you no longer need to feel it. Don't let procrastination take over your life. Be brave and take risks. Your life is happening right now. Silence is the best answer to someone who doesn't value your words. Now and then it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. People change, love hurts, friends leave, things go wrong, but remember that life goes on. Be the kind of person who catches the shit before it hits the fan, not the one who scrapes it off afterwards. People can change anything they want to, and that means everything in the world. Actions defined a man. Words were a fart in the wind. Walk at your own pace. Don't run after others because your journey may not be the same. We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve.
Don't worry about the negative people may say about you. Learn from it and move on. If you can feel the future, then you are about to experience it.
Of all creatures that breathe and move upon the earth, nothing is bred that is weaker than man. There is no greatness where there is not simplicity, goodness, and truth. I was bold in the pursuit of knowledge, never fearing to follow truth and reason, to whatever results they led. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. The simple things are also the most extraordinary things, and only the wise can see them. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. You don't get respect if you don't deserve it.
You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. No one from the outside can tell or show you what is in your heart.
Don't forget, a person's greatest emotional need is to feel appreciated. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. The more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing. The beauty of the world has two edges, one of laughter, one of anguish, cutting the heart asunder.
I don't want life to imitate art. I want life to be art.
My one regret in life is that I am not someone else. Don't dwell on things. Don't stay in one place too long. It was the only way to stay ahead of sadness.
A lack of clarity could put the brakes on any journey to success.
Some of us are busy doing things. Some of us are busy complaining. This work was strictly voluntary, but any animal who absented himself from it would have his rations reduced by half.
As for methods of prayer, all are good, as long as they are sincere.
Appreciation has tremendous power. A beautiful thing is not beautiful until someone appreciates it. The best view comes after the hardest climb.
The moon does not simply disappear when we are not looking at it.
It's the glasses that do not fit the nose, not the nose not fitting the glasses. Being afraid to take chances is scarier than actually doing things that challenge you. The world is merciless, and it's also very beautiful. A bitter reality of truth can be wisely told in a sweet tale of lullaby. Biology gives you a brain. Life turns it into a mind.
It's enough for me to be sure that you and I exist at this moment. Someone else's progress doesn't make yours any less.
Wildflower, pick up your pretty little head. It will get easier. Your dreams are not dead.
All men know the use of the useful, but nobody knows the use of the useless. Be sure to place your feet in the right place, then stand firm.
In reality, there are no persons, only threads of memories and habits. At the moment of realization, the person ceases. It is better to remain silent at the risk of being thought a fool than to talk and remove all doubt of it. Your tomorrow depends entirely on what you do today.
Some people could look at a mud puddle and see an ocean with ships.
You have to be the bravest person in the world to go out every day, being yourself when no one likes who you are. It is easy to be conspicuously compassionate if others are being forced to pay the cost. The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come. What other people think of you is none of your business.
I'm always doing that which I cannot do, in order that I may learn how to do it.
The dream was always running ahead of me. To catch up, to live for a moment in unison, was the miracle. My mission in life is not merely to survive, to thrive. Those who are wise won't be busy, and those who are too busy can't be wise. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. First impressions are rarely worth preserving. Men typically fall short of our expectations. Sometimes the things and questions that make us angry are true in nature, or we know they are, deep down in our heart. Compromise brings harmony to both, happiness to none. Brigbankolin, apina der at youth sich smut, den bukendigiring. If you don't care for obscenity, you don't care for the truth. If you don't care for the truth, watch how you vote. Believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life full of passion, purpose, magic, and miracle.
Not every instance requires a response. Truth resides silently in the seat of power.
There's nothing more embarrassing than to have earned the disfavor of a perceptive animal. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just gotta find the one worth suffering for.
You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. If you don't behave as you believe, you will end by believing as you behave. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think the same could be said for time. The path to success is to take massive, determined action. If we try to measure, now we find it's always gone, has become part of the past.
Dining with the king, your attire, attitude, and mentality must change. Sometimes your circle decreases in size, but increases in value. Strange what being forced to slow down could do to a person.
Your heart is a powerful force. Use it consciously.
You will never know how high you can climb until you reach the top. People say that life is the thing, but I prefer reading.
When life doesn't meet your expectations, it was important to take it with grace. Sometimes I can hear my bones straining under the weight of all the lives I'm not living. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. What the mind can conceive and believe, and the heart desire, you can achieve. Having the best doesn't make you the best, but producing the best makes you the best.
Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price.
Every decent con man knows the simplest truth, more powerful than even the most elaborate lie. Be noble like the sun. Let even those who resent you for shinning benefit from your warmth.
A whetstone, though it cannot cut, may sharpen a knife that will.
A man can't soar too high when he flies with his own wings. If you cannot find an element of humor in something, you're not taking it seriously enough.
Invincibility depends on oneself, the enemy's vulnerability on him.
He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. That is the nature of living creatures. The strongest people find the courage and caring to help others, even if they are going through their own storm. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. The worst thing you can do if you miss or need someone is let them know it. Because this is the way things are meant to be. My fake plants died because I did not pretend to water them. Feel free to argue with the man with a gun. Only make sure there are no bullets in it.
Don't tie your success to anything other than what's inside you.
I need you to be happy. I need one of us to be happy.
An over-examination of life can deter you from life itself.
No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they die for. A miracle is often the willingness to see the common in an uncommon way.
In the desire to control others, we lose control over ourselves. Life provides chances to open your heart all the time.
If you don't let go of the wrong people, you'll never meet the right people. If you're making mistakes, it means you're out there doing something. Being angry, resentful, or saddened by rejection can suck the sweetness out of acceptance.
We reveal most about ourselves when we speak about others.
Weekends don't count unless you spend them doing something completely pointless. The longer we live, the more weight we carry in our hearts. Play around, dive into absurdity, and write. Take chances. You will succeed if you're fearless of failure. I want to dream a dream so wonderful that I'll wake up sorry that it wasn't a memory. Mankind is made of two kinds of people. Wise people who know they're fools, and fools who think they are wise. It takes too much energy to be against something unless it's really important. A man travels the world over in search of what he needs and returns home to find it. But this wealth of information produced little or no insight. Somebody has to start. Somebody has to step forward and do what is right, because it is right. You don't get to pick where you're from, but you always have control of where you're going.
There are people who have money and people who are rich.
The planet was being destroyed by manufacturing processes, and what was being manufactured was lousy, by and large. The more you try to please people, the more they get control of you, and you'll end up hurting yourself.
Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change.
It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. Thou shalt not be a victim, thou shalt not be a perpetrator, but above all, thou shalt not be a bystander. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Then quit. No use being a damn fool about it. Don't blow off another's candle, for it won't make yours shine brighter. My head'll explode if I continue with this escapism.
You like me not because I like you. I like you just because I like me.
You're already in the territory of the flowers. It's only a matter of time before you bloom.
A petty thief is put in jail. A great brigand becomes a ruler of a nation.
Striving for success without hard work is like trying to harvest where you haven't planted. What we do not confront, we inhabit. What we do not reject, we accept. What we do not fight, we become. What you perceive as a failure today may actually be a crucial step towards the success you seek. Never give up. when we cannot find the good things that we're looking for. Let the good things that are looking for us find us. When you can't get what you want, get what you need. Our business in life is not to succeed, but to continue to fail in good spirit. I'm guilty of giving people more chances than they deserve, but when I'm done, I'm done. Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter.
Judging is the cause that creates the effect of choosing. What is of the greatest importance in war is extraordinary speed. One cannot afford to neglect opportunity.
If I didn't try to assume responsibility for my own existence, it would seem utterly absurd to go on existing. The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Sometimes life doesn't happen in chronological order. To those who, in spite of everything, still choose goodness, I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to. Solitary trees, if they grow at all, grow strong. Making mistakes is better than faking perfections.
Words offer meaning. When you've got the meaning, you can forget the words.
To assess the quality of thoughts of people, don't listen to their words, but watch their actions. Because if you found meaning in your life, you don't want to go back. You want to go forward. It's a rare gift to know where you need to be before you've been to all the places you don't need to be. Whoever cannot seek the unforeseen sees nothing, for the known way is an impasse.
If what one has to say is not better than silence, then one should keep silent. Half of seeming clever is keeping your mouth shut at the right times.
No matter how many people give me advice, I am going to do what my heart tells me to do. Yet we must say something when those who say the most are saying nothing.
Fear is nothing more than a negative assessment of risk.
There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence. Then success is sure.
Do your work, then step back, the only path to serenity.
Rewards and punishments are the lowest form of education. Life must not be a novel that is given to us, but one that is made by us. Rejections come the moment we decide to turn our one day into day one, and that is totally okay. Fitness is vital for sports person. I never take it for granted. My fitness mantra is healthy eating and daily exercise. You are where you are right now because of the actions you've taken, or maybe the inaction you've taken. We should be humble in our approach, but should not grumble towards life. Life's like a movie. Write your own ending. Keep believing, keep pretending.
Knowledge is merely brilliance in organization of ideas and not wisdom. The truly wise person goes beyond knowledge.
If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life.
Let everything be allowed to do what it naturally does, so that its nature will be satisfied.
The truth always carries the ambiguity of the words used to express it. Stop telling people everything. The Western mind makes definitions, it draws lines.
The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination.
The only way to escape the corruptible effect of praise is to go on working. I don't regret the painful times. I bear my scars as if they were medals. One lie has the power to tarnish 1,000 truths.
I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. Life is worth living as long as there's a laugh in it.
Good works is giving to the poor and the helpless, but divine works is showing them their worth, the one who matters. In the future, there will be no female leaders. There will just be leaders. The average passenger eats enough calories to keep them weight gain a year old for a week and a half. Everything looks impossible initially, and then everything eases out gradually. Beginning is the key. Errors do not cease to be errors simply because they're ratified into law.
I knew it like destiny, and at the same time, I knew it as choice.
In the high country of the mind, one has to become adjusted to the thinner air of uncertainty. Because even if the lie is beautiful, the truth is what you face in the end.
If you want to dine with perfection, you must toil with imperfection.
To free yourself from perceived bonds, you must test the strengths of those restraints and risk failure. Before you can successfully make friends with others, first you have to become your own friend. Gather the best you have to offer and create a heartfelt, prosperous life full of purpose. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. You've never lived what you are thinking, and that isn't good. Only the ideas we actually live are of any value. The art of giving orders is not to try to rectify the minor blunders and not be swayed by petty doubts. A sage steers by the bright light of confusion and doubt.
Everything, no matter how beautiful, is only with us for a while.
In the face of adversity, we have a choice. We can be bitter, or we can be better. Those words are my North Star. Everything will turn out right. The world is built on that. Leaders must be close enough to relate to others, but far enough ahead to motivate them. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. I'm very polite by nature. Even the voices in my head let each other finish their sentences.
We have 4 problems: overthinking, trust, share, love.
It is when things are at worst you will get the best. Food is not merely a means of satiating our hunger, but a source of sustenance that fuels our existence.
I care for no man on earth, and no man on earth cares for me. When deeds and words are in accord, the whole world is transformed.
In life there are 2 things which are dependable: the pleasures of the flesh and the pleasures of literature.